Welcome back. The top 2025 coins, the ones that I like, the ones that are just in the top. We are going to be breaking it all down in today's video. We're going to talk about the best cryptos for technology, the best cryptos for hype, and the best cryptos for profit. And again, these are just my opinions. I could be wrong. I cannot predict the future, and I don't know where the markets are going. Some of these assets I am invested in, some of them I'm not invested in. But in today's video, I'm going to kind of give you guys my unbiased breakdown of all of these cryptos in the top. We're going to kind of drill into some of them. We're going to talk briefly about some like Bitcoin. How much more do you guys really want me to talk about Bitcoin? We have MicroStrategy buying a ton of Bitcoin. They are probably the biggest backer in history of Bitcoin, financially speaking, at least. We are also hearing about a potential Bitcoin reserve. We have the Bitcoin ETFs. And so Bitcoin, do I really need to break it down? Of course, Bitcoin is going to perform in the long term. Most of you already know about it, but I know a lot of you are asking Cryptoviser outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Are these other coins even worth my time, worth my investment, worth my money, worth my research? Well, let's break it down and I'll let you guys know my opinion on it. And I'd love to hear yours down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to give this video a free thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video on this channel. And let's get into it. All right, guys. So as you guys know, I was uploading on this channel every single day from 2018 all the way through last year. Took a little bit of a break. And during that break, I really kind of assessed. I kind of really wanted to see outside of the bubble that I was in on the channel, reviewing these coins every week, every day, talking about these projects for many years. I really needed to kind of reset and look at this new cycle for what it is. Right now we're in 2025, already a year past the Bitcoin halving in 2024. And so some of these cryptos did perform really well. We had Solana go from $8 to $250, $260, right? This is like a 40x. But then you have the coins like Ethereum, like Polygon, like Cardano. They did not hit their all-time record highs. And there's a lot of people in the ecosystems who hold these coins that are saying they're going to, though. They're going to. Cryptoviser, they're going to hit their last all-time high and go beyond it. But we don't know that, right? We don't know that. And so we have to look back at the fundamentals. We have to understand, what is this blockchain doing? What is the technology behind it? What else is going to be a driver? So let's just take, for instance, one of my favorite projects, and this is not really one of the top in terms of top 10, but this is a top project in my view, Internet Computer Protocol. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know I'm very bullish on it. This is not my largest holding by far. I hold some of it. I've traded it over the years with my viewers here. I mean, I remember in 2023 in September, the price was $2.93, and I said to my viewers on this channel, it's looking pretty good. And it went all the way up to $20 last year. And now people are wondering where Internet Computer is because it hasn't performed the way that it has previously. And it's number 35 crypto. It's $3 billion. But if you think about it, Internet Computer Protocol is the only blockchain out here, period, but definitely the only blockchain in the top 100 that has AI already implemented on the chain and has a team of developers at Dfinity and also decentralized type of developers that are working to build and deploy artificial intelligence on the Internet Computer blockchain. And because the ICP ecosystem is very different than, let's say, a Bitcoin or an Ethereum or even a Cardano in how it operates and how it runs and how it processes compute data, this is the only blockchain that can do it. You know, we heard a lot of hype last year about artificial intelligence or super intelligence, the ASI crypto that was merged with Fetch AI, Ocean Protocol, and Singularity Net. What have we heard from ASI in terms of technological deployments or in terms of testing of actual AI compute? Nothing, right? So it's been merged for a year. This is worth half the market cap of Internet Computer, and they have no product at all. Meanwhile, Internet Computer has a live product. Their network has been operating flawlessly for many years. You can see that they're maintaining their supply. They're burning They're increasing more and more staked coins for long periods of time. And so this all lets me know that the security of the network is there, the development of the network is there, the incentives to continue to develop and deploy this technology on the network are there. And this is why I believe that Internet Computer Protocol, ICP, is one of the top cryptos and the top AI crypto in blockchain, period. No other blockchain comes close when it comes to AI. And there's a lot of people out there that still have no idea. When they hear AI, they think of ASI, Fetch AI, Near Protocol, but they don't think of Internet Computer. And I think that this is a huge issue. But from an investor standpoint, from my standpoint, this is a great opportunity to buy in when nobody's looking at it and when people start to realize the technology that Dfinity Foundation and Internet Computer have already deployed and what they're working on. Clearly, the price should be and the valuation should be much, much higher. But again, we've had years since Internet Computer launched. There's been years and years of price manipulation. You can see this from the beginning when the coin first launched. It launched, it went up to $800 and then crashed to under $100, much to the fault of the FTX traders that were basically, in my view, crashing the price on purpose. Anyway, moving right along, another coin that I think a lot of people don't really think about that much is Chainlink. And the reason I'm talking about Chainlink, and we are going to get to some of these top coins like XRP, Ethereum, Dogecoin, and Cardano in just a few minutes. But before we go there, I do think it's important that we really kind of hone in on some of these coins that don't really get a lot of attention. I don't really talk about Chainlink that much. I don't even know if I've ever owned Chainlink, to be honest. But if we look at the price action here, you can see that back in 2021, we had a peak price in, it looks like May, of just about $50, $55, right? And if 1 billion link circulating right now is about 638. We haven't even come close to this price. Now, keep in mind, the reason Chainlink got to these valuations back then is number one, because of hype. Number two, because Chainlink was connecting the other blockchains together, and we had all of this narrative in the last cycle about interoperability. And Chainlink was the interoperability mechanism, I guess, for all of crypto, right? All of the blockchains. And so when we think about Chainlink, you have to remember that Chainlink in 2021 was really kind of just getting its feet really deeply embedded in this whole interoperability thing. But if you look at Chainlink today, everything, and I mean everything in crypto, is connected via Chainlink. Now, if you say, but Cryptoviser, my coin is not interoperated with Chainlink, well, that's a problem. And if you don't say that because you just don't know it, that's also a problem, because you should know what you're investing in. We've talked about many of these coins that are interconnected: Ethereum, Arbitrum, Coinbase's Base. You can see all the different protocols that are also connected to it. So let's just say, for instance, we'll use Ronin mainnet. Ronin mainnet is essentially the mainnet for Axie Infinity, which is a gaming platform. So if Ronin doesn't have access, let's say, to the Arbitrum network, they now have access through the Base mainnet. So Coinbase connects Ronin, Coinbase's Base connects Ronin with all of these other chains out here, okay? And so Binance, Optimism, CeeLo, we've talked about CeeLo significantly. CeeLo is another coin similar to Chainlink that I just don't think gets a lot of attention, because it's highly interoperative. It has native USDC on it, right? I didn't even put CeeLo in this video, but this is a perfect opportunity to talk about CeeLo. And if you look at the market cap of CeeLo, or the placement in terms of the ranking, it's number 184. Meanwhile, CeeLo has more interoperation to other blockchains than XRP has, than Cardano has, right? Cardano has none of these. Cardano doesn't even have Chainlink connection. And so XRP doesn't either. But XRP and Cardano are in the top 10. CeeLo is number 184. Chainlink is, I don't remember what we were just at. Chainlink is number 12. So it's not in the top 10, but it's pretty damn close. If you take out the stable coins, it would be in the top 10. Anyway, moving right along. So you can see this is the Chainlink cross-chain interoperability protocol. And this is basically the dashboard. Polygon, Avalanche, the Gnosis chain, Wemix. I don't even know what Wemix is, but Wemix is interoperated and XRP isn't. Mode mainnet, Linea mainnet, ZK Sync, Sonic, Blast, Aster, Sonium, Inc., Mantle, Metis, Ronin, World Chain. Isn't World Chain the orb, the eye scanner? So you can see a lot of integrations here with Chainlink. Okay, so Chainlink is already doing this. It's not like this is coming in a year, or it's coming on the next release, or it's coming in 10 years. This is already here. And by the way, if you're up to this point in the video, don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up. And also hit that subscribe button if you want to help support the channel. You can click the join button down below to learn more about becoming a channel member, or you can use the super chat down in the comments section. Thanks for all the support. Definitely appreciate it. So you can see this is 24-hour data from what I think this is 24 hours. Cross-chain activity, $33 billion of total value of cross-chain tokens, $1.8 billion of total cross-chain interoperability protocol transfer volume. So they're transferring $1.8 billion a day. And they're making $1.1 million in CCIP fees. And you can see that this transfer volume has significantly increased from this chart starts in April of 2024. So it's basically the one-year chart. And you can see in April of 2024, the CCIP transfer volume was $113 million. And now it's $1.8 billion. So that is basically a 15x almost in just 1 year. And so people who are like sleeping on Chainlink, I think it's a huge mistake. I'm not saying it's investable or that I'm running to invest in it, because as you guys see here, the price is still significantly higher, right? Double or triple what it was at the bear market lows. And so do I want to invest at, multi-year highs? That's a whole different conversation. But Chainlink is definitely one of the top cryptos. I think it will have hype as we talk more and we go further into the cycle and companies talk about how they're going to implement in this new world of DeFi. Remember, World Liberty Finance, they're really focusing on this highly interoperable, decentralized, Ethereum-based platforms. And so with their investing their money, I want to at least understand why they're doing it and what they're investing their money in. So we talked about Chainlink. We talked about Internet Computer Protocol. What about Polygon? Been getting a lot of questions about Polygon. Listen, I am very bullish on Polygon. Maybe too bullish, but I am very bullish on Polygon. Polygon is the premier layer 2 built on Ethereum. Now, some people say, well, you don't need layer 2s anymore, especially with proof of stake. You can have a layer 1. Well, Polygon has their own layer 1 as well, right? It's Polygon POS. But their ecosystem is still a layer 2 as well, and their blockchain is highly interoperable. It is significantly cheaper and faster than Ethereum, less utilized than Ethereum, but it's the premier layer 2 for Ethereum. So whenever there's congestion on Ethereum, people use Polygon. Whenever the fees are too high on Ethereum, people use Polygon. When Vitalik gets a lot of heat about Ethereum not processing transactions fast enough, he says, go use Polygon, right? And maybe not directly. That could have been a joke. Anyway, meanwhile, Polygon has underperformed all of these other coins. Some of these coins literally have no use or value and not even close to the usage. For instance, I am very bullish on Aave as well, but Aave has a $3.2 billion market cap, and Polygon only has a $2.1 billion market cap. That's basically, Aave has a 50% higher market cap than Polygon. Or to put it in other context, Polygon is 50% of the market cap. Or I should say 67% of the market cap. No, yeah, 67% of the market cap of Aave. But Aave, it's a DeFi platform, right? Lending, borrowing, transacting. But Polygon, there's programs built on it, right? Some of the applications that you would use for lending and borrowing, crypto are literally built on Polygon. And so, why does Polygon have a much lower market cap? Why has it continued to come down in price? I don't know the full answer to this question. I think some of the answer lies in the rebrand from Matic to Polygon. I think that this rebrand, I think they kind of should have just left it alone, right? To be honest, because I understand why they did the rebrand from Matic to Paul, but the issue here is that I don't think that it translated and the technology translated to the new coin. And that is a huge issue for Polygon. I also think a lot of the narrative has not really been on layer twos, right? This was a previous cycle narrative. And this cycle, I think that they're thinking a lot less about layer twos, because layer twos, who really cares? They're just kind of, what can these blockchains do? What can the layer twos actually do? I do think Polygon has a lot of good technology and a lot of good builders behind it. You can see the daily Polygon proof of stake chain daily transaction volume. Over the last 6 months or so, we've averaged, it looks like around 3.5 million total transactions. And I believe this is per day. You can see right here on the chart. New addresses seen, basically about 150 to 200,000 a day. So yeah, I mean, there's been fairly consistent transaction volume, but it has come down. You can see from 1 year ago, we've come down from 215,000 transactions a day to, sorry, I read the wrong number. We went from 4.8 million transactions per day down to 3.1. So about a 25% reduction. If we pull this all the way out, you can see significant changes from these highs. Now, these highs, I think, were when the rebrand occurred. That's why there were so many transactions, because they were moving stuff around. But bottom line is, I do think that Polygon is highly undervalued for 25 cents and a $2 billion market cap, when it clearly has more technology than Aave and many of the other coins. We're just not going to go through every single coin individually in the top 30 to show you how undervalued Polygon is. But that's my view, and I would love to hear your points on it. Now, before we get to Cardano, XRP, and Dogecoin, let's talk a little bit about Avalanche, because this is another coin that I haven't really talked about or followed on this channel that in depth. But if we look at the metrics on the network of the Avalanche ecosystem, they do look pretty good. Now, Avalanche is market cap right now at about just under $10 billion, $9.1 billion, $22. And it's number 17 on the market charts. Now let's pull this out so you can see the price action. All-time record high was about $130 back in 2021. So basically like a 5x from where we are, which would bring the market cap to about a $50 billion market cap if it were to reach its last all-time record high. Keep in mind, many of these ecosystems have inflated since the previous cycle. So to reach that all-time record high, it would take even more, and the market cap will be much higher because of the inflated amount. But anyway, you can see total addresses, 28 million on Avalanche. The last 7 days, there were 23 million transactions. The maximum transactions per second was 323. This is a very important number, right? There's still ecosystems out here that say, but Cryptoviser, transactions per second don't mean anything. Yes, the F it does. Because if you're going to integrate blockchain into me swiping my credit card at the grocery store, it better be fast, right? If you're telling me, Cryptoviser, you're going to have to wait 3 minutes every time that you check out at the grocery store because our blockchain can only handle 2 transactions per second, that is not going to work. That is not going to scale, and nobody is going to use your ecosystem. Whether you say people are using it or not, they're just not going to use it. And there are a lot of ecosystems out here that have very low transaction throughput. Cardano, low transaction throughput. XRP, low transaction throughput. Bitcoin, low transaction throughput in terms of TPS. But you can see here, Avalanche, 323. Solana, on the other hand, I don't think I pulled up Solana in this video, but no, maybe I did. Yeah, I did. Solana's transactions, this is Solana right here. You can see Solana transactions per second right now is about 5,000. So while Solana's 5,000, Avalanche is 300. These other blockchains are 2 or 3 transactions per second. It's not scalable. And so when you look at Avalanche, I mean, Avalanche looks like it could scale. Let's see transaction count in the last 3 months over here. Make sure you guys can see this. It looks like we're averaging about 3.5 to 4 million transactions a day. Now, if we pull this out to the 1 year, we can see where we were last year. And wow, big change. And this is to the upside. Back in 2024, average daily transactions on Avalanche was in the low 1 million range. And it looks like after October is when the transaction volume picked up and basically doubled overnight and maintained and is still maintaining. You can see that right here on the chart. Let's see if there's any other metrics here that we want to see. Active addresses. Let's pull up the 1 year chart on active addresses on all Avalanche. And again, Avalanche is very similar to Ethereum. It has an ecosystem built under it. You can see all these layer 2s and other layer 1s built on top. It looks like active addresses is fairly consistent. It looks like we may have had a little peak, but this is, it looks like basically every day active addresses is in the over 100,000 range and maybe a little bit under 100,000 last year. In 2024, if we see the transactions per second on the 1 year basis, again, show consistency. Wow, we've even had the increase. Also in October, we went from about 12 transactions per second to about 30 transactions per second, which is about a 2.5 to 3x. Big change. A lot of volatility. Usually when you see this volatility, it's like it means that there's things being built and released on the protocol. By the way, if you're up to this point in the video, don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up and also let me know which cryptos you want me to cover down below in the comments. While you're down there, if you want to support the channel, click the super chat button to learn more. So I would love to know if you are holding Avalanche, if you believe in Avalanche, let me know down below. Another thing that we also have to talk about is DeFi, right? Because decentralized finance and what is built on DeFi is also very important. Now, one of the metrics that we used to look at is TVL, or total value locked. I think this is a less important criteria than the number of protocols built on top and the number of active addresses. Now, some of these active addresses and protocols, if they're not doing anything, they could just be used to pump the numbers up. But Ethereum has 1,300 protocols, Binance 850, Arbitrum 772, Polygon 594. Like I said, the premier layer 1, the most protocols outside of the Arbitrum, BSC, and Ethereum. Now, if you look at active addresses, these are active addresses in the last 24 hours. And you can see that Polygon active addresses is double what Arbitrum is and is basically higher than what Ethereum is. Ethereum is 427 and Polygon is 571. Now, Base also has a very, very high active address. A lot of this probably has to do because of the builders and people who are just building on Base, right? Base, I'm sure Coinbase is funding a lot of development for their own ecosystem. And so Polygon, again, premier ecosystem. The bridge total value locked is $5 billion. Let's see what that compares. Yeah, it's still in the top 10, but notice what other coins are in the top 10. None of the other ones that we talked about in today's video just yet, right? Polygon is the number 1. And then what is after that? Avalanche. Now, Arbitrum is still a fairly new chain from an investability standpoint. It's still a no-go on my end because there's still massive unlocks occurring in the Arbitrum tokenomics. Binance, not investable. Base, not investable. Tron, not investable. Solana may be investable. Again, let's kind of talk a little bit about the Solana price, because the Solana price is down basically 50% from its all-time record high that was reached back in 2024. You could see right here about $260. That's from $8 back in the bear market in 2022. So from $8 to $260, basically like a 20 or 30x. And so Solana has already had a humongous run. Solana has already outperformed many of the other coins in the market. And so this is a very good-looking chart from the last bear market to, the last bull market to where we are today. Do we still have more upside in Solana? I believe the answer is yes, right? We are at a $75 billion market cap. We just had a $1 billion unlock in new coins from Solana. But here's the deal. Solana still has sell pressure. I don't think that we've seen a bottom. A bottom forming would be like a 3-month sideways move. And right now we're still in volatility mode. So when we see 2 to 3 months of steady, like within a very tight range, within 10% price moves, I don't think that we're going to move back higher because the money has drained out of Solana this cycle so far, right? Best performing crypto in the top 50, and now it's draining. And once the draining starts, it's very hard to stop the draining from the coin because people moved on, right? Well, people are still in Solana saying, no, but Cryptoviser, this is a great time to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And they didn't sell at the top. All these millionaires and billionaires, they don't give a shit. They have moved on. Nobody's thinking about Solana, right? When I stopped on this channel last year and I muted certain cryptos, it was like being in a new world. It was like amazing. It was like, wait, this crypto looks good. This crypto looks good. Never thought about that before, right? And so the Solana maxis, they're like, oh no, Solana's going to keep going up. Don't worry, Cryptoviser. And it's like, the billionaires moved on. And what have they moved on to? Well, what is really better than Solana? I mean, a lot of people would say a lot of coins, but for this matter, we're going to be talking about Ethereum. Ethereum is just better. Ethereum has not reached its all-time record high this cycle just yet. We know for a fact that the Trump organization, World Liberty Finance, are buying Ethereum and Ethereum-based coins. Bottom line, they bought Bitcoin on the Ethereum network, Wrap Bitcoin. That's Ethereum-based Bitcoin. They bought Ethereum, #1 holding, and then a lot of Ethereum-based coins. And Ethereum is the #1 DeFi platform. It's the #1 layer 1 outside of Bitcoin. Everything is connected to it. Its inflation rate is maintained by the deflation rate, right? So basically, it's not really inflating. People who say it is, guys, this is bullshit. I've been covering Ethereum for many years, and the number has always been between 110 and 120 million coins. And right now, the circulating supply is 120 million coins. So yes, does Ethereum inflate certain times? Yes. But it's also basically the same supply that it's always been, right? Am I an Ethereum maximalist? No. Do I hold Ethereum? Sometimes I trade the Ethereum price. I mean, the holders have been getting crushed, right? And so hopefully we're going to go much higher here. But I think as the money drains out of Solana, yes, it's going to drain into some of the altcoins that we talked about, Polygon, Chainlink, Avalanche, etc. But I think a lot of the big money, especially when you're thinking about institutional money, it's moving to Ethereum. And so I think Ethereum, and therefore Ethereum-based coins and blockchains, are going to do extremely well. This is one of the reasons that I'm very bullish on Polygon, because Ethereum to double, let's say Ethereum 4x's from here, okay? That would put the market cap over $1 billion. And that would be a $10,000 price. So we've been talking on this channel, $10,000 Ethereum, $10,000 Ethereum. A $10,000 Ethereum would be over $1 trillion market cap. But on the other hand, if we look at, let's say, Polygon, which is the premier layer 2 built on Ethereum. And this is how I believe the billionaires are going to think. They're going to think about it and say, okay, to 4x, we're going to get to $1 trillion. Can we really get to 2 trillion? I mean, the answer is probably yes, but is it likely, or is this more likely to happen? So Ethereum 4x's to get to 10,000, Polygon 4x's to get to $1, or basically $9 billion. What is more likely? That Polygon's going to go to 9 billion, or that Ethereum's going to go to 1.2 trillion? For me, the answer is here. And I think this is part of the issue why Ethereum hasn't performed as well this cycle. Because to get to $1 billion, you need the type of volume and inflows that we see in Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is more rare than Ethereum, right? There's more ETH than there are Bitcoin. And more people hold, in terms of quantity of ETH, than hold Bitcoin. So the amount of inflows that Ethereum would need to see to maintain the type of market cap that needs to be over $1 trillion, I don't think that we're there just yet. It doesn't mean we're not there, but I'm using it. I'm comparing it in the context of Polygon, right? Like, what is more likely to happen? Polygon 10xing to $2.50 or $21 billion, or Ethereum 10xing to $22,000 and $2.7 trillion in market cap. Mathematically, to me, it seems Polygon is more likely to 10x. And Polygon made 10x on Ethereum 2xing or 3xing. So Ethereum can get to 5 or 7,500 just based on the speculation of that. The billionaires are already going to be ahead of that, selling the Ethereum and going into these other coins the same way that they're selling their Solana and going into other coins. And again, this may not happen. I'm just kind of theorizing my investment thesis, and that's all it is, an investment thesis. I could be wrong. Do your own research. So yeah, ultrasound.money. We also have a lot of Ethereum ETFs. We also know that a lot of the Ethereum ETFs have had outflows over the last month or so at the beginning of 2025. So if we see the reversal and we see the inflows going back into the Ethereum ETFs, this could push the price of Ethereum up temporarily, and then all the other coins built on top of it as well. This brings us to probably a lot of your guys' favorite topic, XRP, the Ripple coin. Now, I have told my viewers a lot of the concerns that I have with Ripple, with XRP, with the escrow, with where the price can go. But I don't know if any of that actually matters. I mean, really. If you look on the RippleNet, this is the XRP Ledger Live, you can see that they're now processing about 30 to 35 transactions per second. Average transaction per ledger is 121. 3.8 seconds, almost 4 seconds in between each block. Very low transaction fees. And, Ripple has had a lot of success when it comes to the regulatory environment, fighting the regulatory environment, implementing around the world. And so when we look at coins like XRP compared to like Solana, because a lot of people have been saying, well, Cryptoviser, Solana and XRP are in the same spot because they both have outperformed most of the rest of the crypto market. But here's the deal, guys. Solana pumped, okay, based on a lot of different things. Mostly the transaction volume coming from the meme coins, at least over the last few months. XRP, this jump that we saw after the election, this was the Trump pump. In my view, this was a corrective phase for XRP. This was XRP correcting to fair value. Because if we zoom out even further, you can see during the last cycle, Ripple's XRP barely performed. And why did it barely perform? Because Ripple was getting sued by the SEC. The SEC was continually claiming that XRP was a security. So there was a lot of money not going into XRP, not entering the XRP ecosystem, not a lot of people not investing. And so this jump here, in my view, is not, I mean, it is because of the Trump pump, but I think that XRP is detached from the Trump pump because it was correcting to fair value. It was correcting to all the missed time it had because of the SEC lawsuit, because of all the investors not investing in it. And so I don't even think that XRP pumped yet. I think that was just a corrective change in the market. Did some people sell? Sure. Is Ripple still selling every month from their escrow? Sure, they are. They probably will continue to do that. But we could still see $10 XRP. People are talking about $100 XRP. Don't know about that, but $10 would be a 4x from here, right? We just did an example, 4x Polygon, 4x Ethereum. Well, 4x XRP is $10. 4x on this market cap will be $600 billion. Still under $1 trillion. Now basically cleared by the regulatory environment in the US. Still here in the US. Probably, well, they are getting their own US regulated stablecoin. which probably indicates integration into banking. And they still have the corridors of payment processing around the world and cross-border payments. Guys, one thing I've learned is don't sleep on the XRP army or Ripple, because literally the integrations that we're seeing with Ripple in the financial ecosystem of the world is what everybody in the Ripple ecosystem has been saying for years. This is what they wanted, and this is what they're getting. And so a 4x from here, I think, is definitely possible. Now, we talked a little bit about Solana. Before we go to Dogecoin, let's talk about Cardano, because I know a lot of people have been asking, Cryptoviser, you're going to talk about Cardano? Not really. Yeah, Cardano, I have the same issues, right? We're now in 2025. There's no stable coins. There's no USDC. There's no Tether. There's no bridges. There's no interoperability. And to the people who say, but Cryptoviser, we have one chain, we have this chain, we have this, we have this. Why is there no integration of Chainlink interoperability protocol? It's literally 2025. It's literally 2025. And they have no stable coins. Circle blames Cardano. Cardano blames Circle. I mean, okay, where's Tether? They don't have that either. To me, it's not like accidental, right? Meaning either Cardano doesn't want these things, which is possible, or these other protocols want nothing to do with Cardano. I don't know which one it is. I think it's more Cardano doesn't, because they said, the community has said previously, no, we don't need USDC Cryptoviser. We don't need it. It's like, okay, well, nobody is going to take the chain seriously if they can't get a stable coin. We've also seen a significant drop in live stake. When I left the channel back in last year in 2024, this was 62% or 61% of live stake. Now it's 58%. Every 1 percentage point is 375 million coins. So a 3% reduction would be over 1 billion coins exiting the staking mechanism. Where did those coins go? Were they sold? Probably. And how do you know that? Well, every pump that Cardano has is sold off almost immediately. You can see that in the charts. And by the way, the people who are saying it's not happening, they're lying, right? I mean, very clear. You can see, boom, we went from 65 cents all the way up to $1.20. And that was when the president announced he wants ADA in the reserve. And then immediately went right back down to 80 cents. That is people selling the jump, right? Now, in my view, the people probably selling are just traders. They're not in the Cardano ecosystem. They don't care about Cardano. They don't care about the technology. They're just traders. But the holders will cheer this on and say, oh yeah, look, we're pumping, not realizing that while they're saying, oh, I'm never going to sell my ADA ever, traders are literally pushing the price back down by just selling their coins and pulling profits. And when they start doing this a lot, this is where the prices can really start to get jumpy. And then they double down and they trade harder on it. Because if you see this, if you see a big jump like this, and then a big dump like this, typically when you see volatility harshly to the upside and then harshly to the downside, we're going to go harshly the other direction again, which it did. It went harshly back up. So what happens is the traders, they buy here, sell here, and then when it drops, because of their selling, they buy again, then it jumps, and then they sell. And so the first time they'll say, okay, we went from 65 cents to basically $1.20. So we went up, let's say 80%. So then they sell, it comes down 40, 50, 60%, and then they buy again, and then they sell at 20%. And then wait for the dip, and then they sell again, 10%, and then they're out. And then the market craters under that. And this doesn't just happen with Cardano, it happens with a lot of different cryptos. You can see it more in the low market cap coins, definitely the meme coins for sure. You see the initial pump, everybody sells, and then it dumps, and then people buy back, and then it jumps, and then they sell. And the people who believe in these coins, they're sitting back and like, oh my God, why is there so much volatility? This can't be right. I hope this is good. That means that we're going to go higher. It's like, no. The speculators are going to F with the price hard. So can I say that I want to invest? Listen, I do believe that Cardano is going to go higher. Okay, Cardano is another coin. It has not reached its all-time record high yet. I don't know that it can, though, because remember, from last cycle to this cycle, the circulating supply went from, I think it was like 30 billion all the way up to where we are now on the Cardano site. It's just almost 38 billion coins. So that's basically, it's like in 5 years, it went up like 5 billion coins or 6 billion coins, basically a billion a year. And so now to get to the same market cap, right? So the all-time record high was, I think, $3.10. So $3.10 times 32 billion coins is $100 billion. Okay. Now let's do the same math. $3.10, and we multiply that by 37, I think it was 600 billion coins. And it's $116 billion, right? It's a $15 billion difference. Could it happen? I mean, it could. It could. Is it going to? I don't know. Again, the traders, I think they're messing with the everyday people who are just really in it for the technology and believe in the coin. I think the traders are messing with all of them, and I don't know that we're going to see that in any other ecosystems, because they know that the long-term holders and the fanboys, they know that they're holding and they're not going to sell. So the speculators and the traders take advantage of that. We saw it last cycle, and we'll see it again. Now, talking about inflation, let's talk about Dogecoin. Now, I think that Dogecoin is the premier meme coin out there. Dogecoin is way better than any other meme coin out there. We have Doge, Department of Government Efficiency. And for people, like, guys, 100% they name Doge, and Elon owns Dogecoin, 100%. I think at some point we're going to see Dogecoin in a reserve or be used as blockchain for government oversight or transparency or something like that. I think it would be very interesting to see that happen. It probably won't happen for quite a while, but I think it will if Elon continues to work in the Doge government efficiency department, right? But from a investability standpoint, guys, it's not really investable, right? You could have fun with it. You can buy it with the anticipation that it's going to go up on meme crazes, on just to have fun. But I remind you that Dogecoin has inflation higher than pretty much any other crypto in the top 10. And so can you actually make profits from it? Listen, I believe that you can. And that's why I'm still talking about it on this video. Dogecoin has a diminished inflation rate. First of all, diminishing and inflation are two opposites, right? Because inflation is the opposite of diminishing. But anyway, this is a meme coin. It's a joke. Dogecoin has a diminished inflation rate because it has a fixed yearly issuance of 5 billion coins. This means each year the rate of inflation decreases comparative to the total supply, and in a very predictable way, making Dogecoin the perfect candidate to be used as a currency. Effectively, they're saying, right, now, if you have 100 billion Doge and it's inflating by 5 billion, that's 5%. But then if you have 200 billion Doge and it's only increasing by 5 billion coins, that's 2.5%. So I understand what they're saying here, but they're still inflating 5 billion coins a year, right? So if you're at $1 Doge, that's $5 billion per year of inflation. Typically, when you have inflation, it devalues the actual coin. And Elon Musk says Dogecoin's inflation rate is a feature, not a bug. Now, he said this back in 2014, I think. 2024. Elon Musk talked about the inflationary model with Dogecoin. He basically called the fixed annual inflation rate a feature, not a bug, emphasizing that it aligns well with digital currency's goal of being widely used for everyday transactions. effectively, the idea behind it, what Elon is saying here, is that the inflation rate forces people to use this as a currency versus holding, right? Because when you hold a coin, it devalues, right? Think about it. You hold the dollar and they're printing dollars. Your dollar in a year from now, think about it. Today in 2025, if let's say you were saving for a home and you had $50,000 saved or $100,000 saved, 10 years ago, that would have gotten you a really nice house, right? Probably you do pretty well. Today, you wouldn't get a really nice house. You get a small house, and because your dollar devalued. Either the price of the asset went higher, and therefore your down payment went higher, and therefore the money in your bank account devalued. Right? It's no longer worth what it was 10 years ago. And so, the idea behind that, right? Maybe not that much inflation, but the Federal Reserve says they want around 2% inflation. So they do want some inflation. And that creates the need to continue to spend. So it over the long term, they don't want you to save your money. Right? Saving is what our parents and grandparents did. Now you need to invest. You need to put your money into things that increase in value, not decrease in value. This is why people go into Bitcoin. So essentially what Elon is saying is this is for Doge, this creates the environment where people want to spend the Doge. Spending the Doge increases the transaction volume, increases the usage of the network, increases demand for the coin. That effectively should push the price up versus, just speculation alone and holding the coin. So keep that in mind. They don't necessarily want you to hold the coin. They want you to use the coin and spend it. Are people actually doing that, or are they holding the coin? And based on all of this with the meme coin situation, does it really matter, right? The price can go to $10 and the market cap may not even matter because people are still transacting and people are still buying into the whole meme coin joke investment type thing. Anyway, these are the top coins. There's a lot of money to be made here, guys. I definitely think that Dogecoin is going much higher. We haven't even reached the all-time record high of showing about 50 cents, 60 cents. Yeah, about 60 cents back in 2021. And so will we reach these all-time record highs again, or have they printed too much of these coins to actually hit it? Anyway, guys, these are the top coins in the crypto market. Top coins in my view: Chainlink, Polygon, Avalanche, Internet Computer Protocol, Cardano, Dogecoin, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Make sure you guys understand the risks involved and understand what you're investing in. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what other coins I missed on this video, and maybe we'll do a video in the future down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video. Crypto on.